This one's gonna really piss off a few people. That sun is right in the wrong way. Um, try and turn it. Um, I watched this video on the Gulf oil, and anybody that's watched my channel, I was doing my own thing. Then the BP oil came, and it sort of really got me off track of what it is I was doing for a long time. Have a lot of compassion for what's going on, because what I see going down in the Gulf is pretty much the same thing that happened to me. Is you had other people that didn't give a shit and just did whatever they want, destroying your life. And then you go out there and you find out that there is no help. That's what I was stuck on, is there is no help, there is no help, there is no help. Because there were no doctors, there were no lawyers, there were no politicians. Everybody that's claiming to help just is non-existent when you need them. And we live in this comfortable world where we think, nothing bad's ever going to happen to us because we have all of these agencies to make sure that nothing ever goes wrong. Yet you look out in your world and you see that there's gangs. Why are there gangs? You see a lot of crime. Why is there crime? Do you honestly really, really think that people just go around and do bad things just cuz? Why are there so many people on drugs? You have a war against drugs. Why do people need drugs? Why isn't there a war on the cause of drugs? So anyways, I'm watching this video, and one girl, her face just completely was swollen and she died. Um, Kendra was on it for a second with all her medications, which it's like, if you're going to go and represent everybody, the least you could do is listen to anybody that's offering you help. But she's in the same mindset that I was in, where there is no help, there is no help, there is no help, because she cannot receive any information on how to friggin' solve the problems down there. And but the most of the video was about this guy who obviously had a lot of money. um, he's doing fine financially, other than all his medical bills are starting to catch up to him and he's going to be broke. So it's like, how do you feel sorry for somebody that had a lot of money in the first place? That guy was making big bucks, and everybody in that Gulf area is living in a completely toxic poison area. It's all oil field. It's all totally polluted way before BP oil got there. And they all knew it. Every single one of them knew it. And here's this guy, has an IV and he's talking about all his health problems. And how he got sick is he went out fishing to earn wealth, knowing full well that fish is going to poison people. This guy went out there fishing thinking that he could sell fish to some innocent kid that's living someplace else, that he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about another kid. He was totally focused on the money. Went out there and tried to fish in the poison. Got a little sick. Ooh, didn't work so well for him. So now he wants everybody to feel sorry for him and that his money's running out. And it's like, how do you feel sorry for somebody that was willing to poison children for profit? This is I'm really getting a hard time. Is how can you say, BP oil is doing anything wrong when this guy is doing something wrong? And I'm all for, hey, you gotta love everybody, but at the same time, it's like we gotta wake up to this, because I don't believe in having unconditional love. Do whatever you want, I love you anyways. No, that's not the world I want to live in. I want to live in a world where you love your world so much you won't sell poison fish to kids. And at the end of the day, the only person you hurt was yourself. Everybody in the Gulf basically hurt themselves. If every single person in the Gulf did not want toxic poison in their backyard, then they should have spent a hell of a lot more time making sure that it wasn't there. But most of them are earning their money off all that toxic poison. They're all friggin' wealthy down there off all of that oil. And while they're spending their oil, they can spend a lot more money on the expensive fish. You know, like it's keeping their economy going. All of that poison that they love so much is keeping them rich. It's no different than BP oil. They're playing with fire and it's making them rich. At the end of the day, the lesson should be clear that just like this guy is sick, so is every CEO of BP oil. So is Obama. So is Oprah. Oprah's already almost blowing up. And she's doing it to herself, the same as this guy did it to himself. We're all doing this to ourselves. We're so busy pointing the finger at somebody else that you're not looking at, hey, you agreed to it. You agreed to have that poison there. You agreed to it. And then when it starts killing you, then you're going to complain about it. I don't know. I know that if I had a dime, I would not send this guy any money for medication until he woke up. You know, you got to be ready. And the only reason I'm even posting a video like that is because we need to have this conversation. It's like we all got to be ready. Even me. It's like I'm freaking still smoking and I know that that's bad and I know it's killing me. But we need to create a completely different structure and not a structure that's designed by the killers that are creating everything that's killing us. We need to create a structure where nobody gets killed. We need to create a structure where we clean up everything. We know how to do it. It's just nobody wants to do it yet. The only solutions that I see being offered are solutions where the person offering the solution is the only one that benefits or his group like him benefits. Green Wave TV is one of them that love the guy, but the guy was in stock. The guy was in the markets. So when he's defining everything that's wrong, the only thing that's wrong in his eyes are the thing that lost his job, how he lost his money. And the only thing the guy is fighting back is to be able to get back his way of life, the way he used to make his living. The way that destroyed everything is what he just wants back. I don't want him to get what he wants back. But he doesn't see the root cause of all problems. So then he's doing this video now that the Tea Party ended up, you know, having good intentions and then did not appear to be doing anything good, and they think they've been infiltrated. No, you're not infiltrated. You know, like that is a good con, but the thing is that everybody that's participating in this doesn't understand the problems yet. This guy is on Green Wave. He's starting to say it's systems. The systems are bad, but it's not the financial system. It's the fucking bank or legal system. And I'm not seeing anybody, not one person on the planet is even recognizing that it's a justice system. You won't change any banking things, not when your justice system is like that. You're just designing it to be another screwed up system where these guys that are bitching about will get wealthy, but the poor are still going to be poor. None of these guys that worked on Wall Street have any interest of solving the problems that made anybody in this world poor. These guys get rich off creating poverty. So, I mean, if you're really going to find an answer, then you find an answer that stops all poverty globally. Because if you've got a market that's completely attached to itself, like if we have global markets and you're the country that's rich, you know damn well you're only getting rich because you're doing harm to somebody else, creating the poverty someplace else. I don't see him talking about that. So it's like you can start off with grassroots saying, hey, we got a great idea. We need to make change. We need to do this, this, and this. But it's like this guy, he is getting momentum. He is like, I really love listening to this guy talk. Well, I used to. Now he's going way off topic because he doesn't see the root cause of the problem. Can't have a conversation with him. He's sort of like stopped receiving information. He only sees what he wants to see now. So it's like I can see him turning into the Tea Party. He will get popular. No question about it because he's got the skills. but he doesn't know what the root cause of the problem is. So it will look like another positive group being built, but then it's going to look like it's turning exactly like the Tea Party. And he's even mentioning that, hey, we need to get some ideas, so we're preventing that. I ended up telling him, well, you're going to appear like that because you're doing the same thing of everything you hate. You're just trying to get everything wrong back. So I doubt very much he's going to email me back, which means that'll be a confirmation that it's a group that I would never follow, because they can't receive information. And that's the problem with all groups, is they think that they know what they're talking about, and as soon as they know what they're talking about and want to be the leader of you, that's when they stop listening to you and start leading and doing everything they think is what they want to do. So I don't listen to anybody that doesn't listen to me. It's got to be a two-way conversation, and I don't expect anybody to listen to anything I've got to say. You know, if I'm not listening to you, then you shouldn't be listening to me. It's this Roberts film or whatever. I don't even know the guy's name, but he's constantly making videos about me. Now he was on my Twitter, and you know, he's got nothing nice to say about me, and it's like, well, why are you watching my videos then? Why are you wasting your time? You know, why do you focus like as if you've got this thing for me? And it's like, well, he wants to put me down all the time. It's clearly the guy loves me. He can't get enough of me because he watches my videos constantly. So it's really a strange world. I have a lot of compassion for anybody in the Gulf, but they don't want to. I mean, some of the things that I would do is anybody that's down there, I would start reading some books on holodynamics. You're going to need some tools to solve some problems down there, and you need to educate yourself and not follow any doctors. It's like if the doctors are already misdiagnosing you and, you know, not helping you, at what point do you think they're going to help you? You know, they're going to have a nice pill and profit off the pills that won't work. So it's like everybody down there needs to know how to solve some problems. And if everybody just even read a fucking book instead of go to a politician, you'll gain more information. And in that way they can rebuild. Because I mean, this holodynamics is a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience. They got a little bit of problems down there. I would assume they would want to know how to solve some problems. This guy's been curing cancer, AIDS, mental illness. He was poisoned with high-grade uranium and cured himself of that. I'm pretty sure that there's not one toxic chemical that's down there that he cannot cure. So it could be a center, because it was so highly polluted, it could be a center of new health for Globe. I mean, it's got beautiful beaches. If they cleaned up that area, which we do have the technology, this doctor that was poisoned with high-grade uranium, through the experience of that, he ended up finding out how to transform all toxic waste into pure clean energy, which means that we know and have the technology to clean up that entire Gulf and use the energy from it. Everything there, everything that you transform transforms into pure clean energy. So that means all of the poison, all of the toxic waste from all, not just the oil, but there's a lot of toxic chemicals on the land that's going in the air. And that's going everywhere. So we know how to clean all of that up and sell it and make energy. This is, I mean, Obama's saying they want to fund clean energy projects. Well, you get free energy out of cleaning all of this shit up. So, but they don't want to listen. I've tried sharing with as many people as I can down there, but it's like I can see the mentality is there is no help, there is no help, there is no help. And they're busy looking for money, you know, like focus on making a lot of profit. It's all about the profit. And you got those two things, you'll never see an answer. So what do you do? You know, like it is an unconditional love. I love them, but what can you do other than talk about it? That's the only thing I can think of, is the more of us talk about it and question and say, hey, how come you can't look at some other information that give you some solutions? Maybe they might receive information. Who knows? Peace out.